My name is Ty, I'm a hip hop artist, recording artist, and how I started in hip hop is I was just a kind of young black kid living in the 70s, you know, watching Mind Your Language and playing marbles on the grates and conkers if I could, watching Crunchy Nut adverts and Flake adverts with the little rabbit and stuff like that, you know. Only the tastiest, crunchiest chocolate, all that stuff. And I was fostered young, and I was fostered because my parents were Nigerian, and they basically when they came over here, it was quite hard in regards to, obviously, you know, the UK was still adapting to having kind of black immigrants here, so they had to work 2 or 3 jobs a day all the time. So they had to work flat out. They worked at night, worked in the day, and they just didn't really have time to have us as kids at home. So we needed to be fostered in order for them to make enough money to actually buy a house and then have us back in the house. I was living in Brighton, and I was living in a place called Jaywick, which is Clapton-on-Sea, which is where I shot the music video for Wait a Minute. And it's only later on when I was shooting the video of Wait a Minute that I looked upon some signs and I saw this place. I was like, shit, this is where I was when I was little. But I'd never been back there. So it was like hip hop brought me back to where I started. So the reason why I mention all that is because when I came back to live in London and started going to primary school, sorry, I came back and like I spoke different. I was an African child that was kind of not cool. So I kind of went into school and I was kind of like, it was like a space mission, because it was just a different place. And I was kind of isolated, alienated, and I found that the one thing that caught my eye or made me feel like I should, that I could actually communicate with people was music. At that time in the UK, it was, because hip hop was new and the media wasn't so afraid of it, we got to see quite a lot of things. So we'd see documentaries, we'd see the South Bank show and see some people on it. You know, you'd see television shows with a bit of breakdancing on it. I think I saw John Craven's Newsround, and I saw breakdancing on John Craven's Newsround, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Moved the living room table, started hurting myself, trying to do things, didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I had this windmill where for some reason, because of the angle of the legs or whatever, I used to fart when I was windmilling. So I used to fart. So I used to be like, so I started doing it in the direction of my enemies, and it was just great. So I'll be windmilling, just like, it was like my special ability, my superpower. I started breakdancing with in school and body popping and doing these little things that I learned, and people started to check for me. So it was my automatic entry card socially to being okay and cool with folks when I was little. So from that, now I've always had this fond kind of die-hard fanaticism about hip hop and what it could be, because it absolutely opened the doors for me to be a normal person in my community. I was really inspired when I saw Cookie Crew, when they were #1 in the charts, and they did that song. Was it not Born This Way? I think was it Born This Way? Yeah, Born This Way. I got to keep on that period of time. Like they would later on become my aunties. Like they are my aunties now. They're my kind of like, you know, they speak to me every now and then. I mean, just like, how you doing, Ty? And you know, it's always, you know, I mean, it's a real funny situation that, you know, and my mum always remembers that there was these girls on TV that I was going crazy for, and my sister used to get kind of preferential treatments in my house, and my sister tried to turn the TV over. My mum was like, stop it, let him watch the TV, because she knew that would crush me. Like I'll be kicking llamas in their neck if I couldn't get what I needed. I fancy them. I say fancy them because I know both of them. I fancy them. No, I don't know. I fancied one was true, one was Butters. Yeah, one was proper Heathcliff. Yeah, moving on. Yeah! Gonna get myself killed. I think pop music has gone to pop now. But the legacy of pop music that the UK had, I mean, it was top notch, man. As far as, you know, Top of the Pops used to be banging. I always talk about Kate Bush because she absolutely freaked me out. When I saw Wuthering Heights and just the stuff, the way she moved and the way she kind of had this kind of, I don't know what everyone else is doing, but this is what I am, you know? And she just had that vibe about her that I've always admired. The thing that's important for me was that European pop music had, you know, Major, Ultravox, all that stuff just had this vibe about it. Like Duran Duran was kicking ass. Standout Ballet was kicking ass. And there was I think when you look back at that period of time, if you remember, like all of these videos, it's like they were all kind of learning to do things at the same time. So rap videos, MTV, Standout Ballet, all these people, everyone was kind of growing at the same time, and there was this kind of appreciation of whatever pushes it forward. So, you know, as well as the rap and the African Bambaataa and all that, I'm watching Peter Gabriel, I'm watching The Who, I'm watching, you know, George Michael, Wham. You know, some of those tunes were really good. Like, I'm sorry, I mean, I know some people want to get caught up in sexuality and stuff. I don't care, I'm a DJ. That shit was good. And I was kind of, that was a hotbed of time for me that I feel like musically, you just can't beat it. I'm involved in the music process, so I might start the beat. So a lot of people don't know that I actually produce the music. So we make, you know, I co-produce with a guy called Drew, and we actually co-produce stuff. So co-produce meaning whoever comes up with the beat. Well, I pay Drew to be in his studio sometimes. So we might come up with a beat together, or I might come up with a beat on my own. But it's very rarely he'll come up with a beat and be like, this is it, your album's made, here's the single. It's not even that. But for some reason in the UK, I have a problem, like, people are not willing to accept, okay, Ty's a rapper, but shit, and he's a producer. And no, he's a producer of good beats. Oh, no, he's a rapper. That's the only thing that can happen. I'm as intrigued with the actual beat process, the production process, as rapping. But what it is obviously I'm, you know, I'm higher up in the echelons as far as for being an MC or being a vibe master in the rapping circles. My whole thing has always been about, I don't want to stand in any one group of people and have to rely on a group of people or a listening group for people to be like, oh yeah, I'm into this person, so I might check out this person. I always wanted to be someone that you'd stumble across, like, you know, like on a drunken night, you'd stop, oh, what's this? Oh. And then you have your own personal relationship with Ty. See, the things for me about hip hop, which is the thing I really want to impart today, is there's a fanaticism angle to it. Whether it's sampling stuff, whether it's collecting kicks and snares, like we might sit down and be like, so, yeah, let me see your drum kit. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Oh, you got that snare. Okay, cool. Oh, you got that trap snare. Nice. But have you got this? Have you got that? Have you got this shit? Do you have that? Have you got that loop? No? Yeah, you need to convert. My fanaticism used to be writing lyrics, writing patterns, being able to do these incredible acapellas. And now it's grown to actually sitting in the studio and actually constructing good tunes, or being able to sit there and compose music and sit down, okay, what does this need? This needs horns, and it needs horns at 216. 216 and goes da 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 da. Okay, who can we get to write something a bit more exciting than that? You know, constant process, constant evolution, and that for me is my position in hip hop music. A constant evolution of change as far as my position. Like, it used to be just about being an MC. Now it's about being a movement, about being a strategist, about being a person that innovates or represents the culture in a positive way, to the point that I'm doing a job that you need me to do.